Welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan. This is a little pre-match chat, just a brief discussion ahead of Everton's game against Roma today at Goodison Park. It kicks off at 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, um, unfortunately, I'm not able to go to the game today. I am working, but I am going to be able to watch the game. Just the way it's worked out is mean I can watch the game before work, but I wouldn't have had time to go to Goodison and also get to work after. So I'll be watching the Everton stream. Hopefully that holds up today, and we don't have a repeat of what happened against. I think it was Preston where it was cutting out constantly, and we didn't get to see all of the match. But really exciting opposition today against Roma. I can't remember if we've ever played Roma before in our history. Of course, this was meant to be the Friedkin derby. The Roma owner was meant to be buying Everton Football Club. That deal is off as it stands, but the preseason game was announced the same week as that deal was confirmed to be off. Um, and 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 so they've kept the preseason game because I think it's still important that the match went ahead. I don't think there was any sort of bad blood between Everton and Roma, and so I think it's a really good test for Everton today coming into the Premier League season next week. I imagine they'll be as good, if not better, than Brighton. They're a big club with plenty of um, star players in their side that can cause Everton problems, and it'll be very difficult for us. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose. I'll just go over the team for Everton then. Nearly said Tim Howard then. Just I'm reminiscing about the past, but I think it's Jordan Pickford in goal. Seamus Coleman still playing for Everton and captaining Everton. He's at right back. Um, and you've got Vitaly Mikalenko at left back, and then James O'Brien making his Goodison debut in for Tarkowski. I think that's a very sensible back four. Yes, I would like to see. I know what Coleman's got to offer, and I think this is about kind of getting up to speed because this ultimately will probably be the stronger side. James Garner. Sorry, I'll come back to the rest of the team in a moment, but I would have liked possibly to have seen Roman Dixon in at right back with a very strong team because I know what I'm getting from Coleman, but I understand why Dyche is playing him there. And it's great to see James O'Brien straight in there because he's going to be needed, let's be honest, if Tarkovsky, if Branthwaite isn't quite ready for Brighton, which we're told he won't be, and hopefully he won't need to be rushed back. And I think Michael Keane's got an injury now, so that's a bit of a worry. I think that may mean that Holgate ends up staying this season on his £75,000 a week contract because we're short for sort of like a fourth centre back. Just come before I go into midfield. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Always turn notifications on, and everyone smash the like button and share the video if you're watching on Twitter. Just a shout out to those in the comments. Hi, Tazul. Good evening. Hi, David, and hi, Eugene. Tazul, I know your second comment's absolutely spot on. I'm going to come to that in a moment. Give you the rest of the team. Into midfield, it is Dwight McNeil on the left and Jack Harrison, I presume, on the right. And then the midfield pairing is Adrissa Garner Gay. And with Onana sold, James Garner unfit, you have Tim Orabunam coming into midfield, the £9 million England under 21 international player signed from Aston Villa in the summer. I'm not surprised to see him in there. There's not really any other options apart from possibly putting Decore into the midfield and bringing in another number 10. I am frustrated not to see either Jesper Lindstrom or Iliman Njai in there. Sorry, Decore makes up the rest of that midfield as a number 10. I'm a little bit disappointed. And as Tazul is saying, it is predictable and boring. And just to compound matters, it is Calvert-Lewin, who hasn't scored a match, hasn't scored a goal this season from open play this pre-season, just that one penalty, and has missed a lot of chances. But he's up front for Everton. So as Tazul is saying, I completely agree. It is predictable, a little bit of a boring team, a little bit predictable. And I think a lot of fans would have liked to possibly have seen Decore dropped into the 8, um, in Jai playing in the 10, and then Jesper Lindstrom on the right, because we know what the likes of Coleman, McNeil, and Harrison and Calvert-Lewin are offering and have offered. And so I would have liked an opportunity to give a bit of Goodison experience to these new players. But but that's not the case today, and we've got a difficult match against a good opposition who will be looking to come to Goodison and beat us. So that's the teams. That's my thoughts on the teams. Um, I would have loved to have been at Goodison today for that match, but just with the way the times, with they changed it to a 5 o'clock kickoff, which made it impossible for me to then go to work in the evening. Um, just shout out to Emma. Hi Emma, thanks for watching. She's saying I'm at the match, just having a cause before going up. Been to the first time I've been to the match on my own. I'd usually go with my dad, but he passed away on March. Yes, I remember Emma. I'm sorry about your father, and I hope you managed to enjoy the football and in the company of the Everton family. Can Man United get away from Branthwaite? This is from New No Tile. Sorry if I pronounced you wrong. Welcome to the show. Not seen you here before, and smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't think that Jared is going to leave this summer. I think that time has gone. We're under no pressure to sell. We don't need the money. We don't need the headache, in all honesty. So unless and by the way, get your comments in. I will read them out. Anything you want to talk about. I don't think he's going to go because it's just going to create a headache for us, and we're not under any pressure to sell him. You could argue if James O'Brien has a great season, then maybe we'll look at it next season. And do we need to have three top centre backs? But then you could say Tarkowski may be coming towards, the end of his prime, and you look to replace him. He would be entering his fourth season actually next year. So yeah, I mean, I personally don't think the price for Branthwaite should be anything less than sort of 80 million. I would not be looking to sell him for any sort of money this summer, really, unless it is sort of like 80 million with a load of cash up front. Because why do we need to start, selling our best players? I am a little bit concerned though that Everton haven't replaced Onana. I think we're really short in central midfield. I think Tim Arbunam's got potential, but I don't know whether, and we'll see today, I don't know whether he's going to be Premier League standard straight away. James Garner, he was in and out a lot last season with form, and although Garner Gay was very good for the last sort of quarter of the season, I don't know whether he was outstanding to the point, I think we just had a very, very good collective defence and were very well organised. He didn't play bad. He was a good player for us, but I don't think we can go into the season with a 35-year-old central midfielder, a kid we've signed from Aston Villa with no experience in the Prem, and then you've got James Garner who can't stay fit, and Decore who's not a central midfielder for me. So we need to go in and get the central midfield sorted, and then are we going to sign a right back? Because I think we do need a right back, but then we need a right winger. You can argue we need a striker. None of our strikers score. We're going to shred up our front three and go and bring in someone else who's going to score goals. So it's very complicated. I trust Thelwell. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and allowing him to do what he thinks best. I wonder whether there is money or whether there isn't. Part of me thinks maybe we're holding a little bit of funds back to see if we, if anything, exciting comes in the window later on. But what was I going to say? Yeah, maybe we're holding a few funds back to see if any business gets done a little bit later on in the window rather than go and sign players now. Maybe the right player isn't quite available for us. The Blues, Garner says, can't stay fit. No, sorry, mate. That's not quite what I meant. But I think you can't really rely on just having sort of 3 or 4 central midfielders when, you've got one who's a very young player, one who's a very old player, and James Garner, who was in and out of form last season and has now got an injury. Um, generally has stayed relatively fit throughout his career, but I'd like to see more in there. Tazul saying I'm looking forward to everything breaking down when Decore gets the ball. Yeah, I know. I would have liked to just seen something a little bit less predictable today. I know what that team is. It was the same team that played last season, pretty much, and almost it's just a little bit more. David B is saying 4 or 5 injuries and we have a nightmare. Yeah, I know what you mean. We've got a couple now. Delhi's still out. Michael Keane's out. Patterson, that's a real big blow because you want to see whether he can stake a claim for the right back spot. And on the wings, we're just really short of options, even when we haven't got any injuries there, but it almost feels like we've got injuries. It feels like we've got someone missing, someone of a very specific type, out and out pace, out and out, get down the wing and get the ball in the box type winger. So we've got a few injuries, but not many. I think players are coming back. Yeah, Tazul's talking about Delhi not being on the bench. It's an interesting one because he now won't be able. He would have been able to play today as a trialist, but he won't be able to play in the Premier League unless he's registered in the squad, and obviously that's going to be done quite soon, the end of August. So yeah, it's a shame not to see him. So I think I'm going to wrap things up here. There's nearly 100 watching, but thank you so much. Just like to let everyone know we are slightly short-staffed now on Follow Everton, and so we are looking for someone who feels comfortable on camera with internet connection, Wi-Fi, laptop or phone with camera, willing to invest a little bit into equipment and come and talk about the Blues with myself and the others who are here. But wish you all a wonderful afternoon. It's not on television. It's not legally on television, but it is being streamed on multiple places. So if you have a device and you just happen to be in South Africa or somewhere like that, you can watch it. But wish you all a wonderful afternoon. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And of course, everyone smash the like button for me and enjoy the game. I hope to speak to you again. I believe it's post-match reaction today with Steve at the full-time whistle. So enjoy yourself and we'll see you then. Thank you.